Hello, hello, happy Monday, starting early, when I get in the sun again, tan's coming on. Charcoal and acrylic today, and it's a very simple picture, but nice one. I've done it before in Indian ink and watercolour, so we'll try it in charcoal. This kind of technique really, on gesso paper, which is acrylic gesso. Stops the picture, stops the glaze soaking into the paper. Won't work on normal paper. So you have to use gesso to keep the paint soaking in, and the charcoal. So you can rub it out and go back to the light. Hardly any white pigment, apart from say a bit of white pastel or white paint later. Same technique. That's got a couple of glazes, so we might glaze this, I don't know. Depends what you want to do. We'll just show you the technique in an hour and then you can have a go at your leisure. Because everybody seems to be doing a lot of work on their own. Excellent. This is a similar technique, similar pose nearly. Just looking from the side, but it's got colour underneath. So this is kind of a different stage. Next one we're going to be using acrylic paint. But I'm going to use, I don't think we're doing figurative, I'm not sure what we're doing yet. Okay, so we're starting with that. I'm going to just turn my easel a little bit because the light was shining on it, that's why I turned it round. And see if it's better. Yeah, it's moving over a little bit. So you get a better side view. Still can't get it lengthways. Landscape, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But we're doing our art as it is. Let's hope it doesn't go off again for any reason. Miss Booster's still not here, still waiting. Anyway, materials are willow charcoal, which is burnt wood, yeah. And you need a rubber. One will do, you don't need a box full. Hard rubber actually, not putty rubber. Compressed charcoal and white pastel for later. Acrylic paints again, just for glazing. A big brush like that, something to paint with as well if you want to later. Smaller brushes, acrylic brushes naturally. Varnish, if we get to the varnishing stage. Round seal, matte, clear, interior. Don't get polyurethane. And bit of white acrylic if we need it. We've got some hairspray to fix. Posh stuff. We got some hairspray to fix the charcoal while we glaze it. A bit of water, and that's about it really. You need some tissue just to kind of rub out charcoal and keep it from running. And a damp cloth, a damp, dirty cloth, so you can rub out the charcoal. Doesn't matter how dirty it is, but you can rub it out, you see. So the first thing I need to do in the picture is just to sketch it. It's like I said, quite an easy pose, but it's I've got a shiny picture to not making it easy. Quite an easy pose, but you have to get the proportions right. And you look inside onto this layer. It's got a lovely curve of a neck, and you can just see like the muscles in the neck and then the back. So you've got a side view. She's turning away from you. Ears are on level with her eyebrows, and bottom of her ear will be on level with her nose, probably because you're on the same eye level, her eye level, my eye level is the same. If you was looking up at her, that ear would be higher than her eyebrow. If you're looking down, it would be lower, naturally. So that's how you can kind of judge it really. But the first thing you need to do is cover the whole surface with a bit of charcoal. Willow charcoal. Don't use compressed. Compressed charcoal is very black and it will rub off. It will be very hard to rub off. And we need to put this more or less all over. Willow, okay? You can get Winsor Newton willow charcoal. Thicker sticks are better rather than thin ones, so thin ones kind of disappear under your fingers. And you get the texture of your paper. We could use it. You can always put collage on with your gesso let it dry and use that as texture as well. There's no collage on this one, but you can try anything. That's the idea behind this. People putting different things on with different regions, that's fine. You know, it's just experimenting as well. So I'm just giving you an insight to what I've been doing and the way we've been doing these acrylic and charcoal pictures, which is not new. It's like I said before, it's the oil painting technique of doing glazes over oils, but we can use acrylics. Yeah, and people do use acrylics, but we can do it over charcoal. But the water will destroy the charcoal, so you just have to be careful. The majority of that now is the colour in the background on the head. Yeah, so it does save you a lot of kind of hard work trying to paint all the time or trying to sketch all the time, but you've got to the painting with charcoal and you want to use the side of it, don't you? And we get rid of all that white paper, so you've got a flat grey tone. Let me just check with my camera. Yeah, so it's all nice flat tone, and the head's going to be quite big. Yeah, mine's a little bit squarer than the image, so I can come in a little bit and get a nice negative space. I'm going to sketch over that with some willow charcoal. We might finish early today, you never know. The top of the head's going to be right here. I need to get a chin on, and I definitely need to get the shoulder and the neck, because that's a really important part. So if I'm doing this egg shape, you would still draw this egg, yeah, and that positions it in the centre of the picture. And the hair is always on top of the egg, so that makes it bigger slightly, yeah? So even round here it's going to be bigger as it comes into the neck. And I know we're going to block a lot of that in, especially at the front. Oh, I can't keep over the charcoal today, haven't I? Especially at the front. And then the back of the neck, which is that lovely kind of curve, which goes into the hair, which is giving me that lovely shape. So if I put the eye position again inside in the middle of this egg like that, that is going to be where the forehead and the eye and then the chin, the cheek and the chin appear from. Can you see? And it's as simple as that, because you get a cheekbone, goes in a little bit, comes out near the mouth and goes into the chin. It's a bit thick that at the moment. And then you go into the neck, and then all you can see there is that lovely curve of a neck that comes down to the shoulder, and she has got a top on, she's wearing something, and I can just see the light catching the top there and there. Alright, and then the back of her head is just a big darker shape, because compressed willow charcoal is lovely, and you can remove it very easily, and that's the reason we use it. Okay, so you can actually rub it out, and you've got a light. You've got things in the right place. What we're doing for now is the distance between that here, which is there, so that's like the side of that's a temple, so, and then you've got the ear, which is coming this way, and then it's coming down to about there, which is nearly halfway, and then it's going that way, and then you get in the earlobe, which is something like that. Yeah? We get a dark shape in the ear, and then we get that light, bit of a light catching it there, and then you can just see inside the ear as well. But you can see the back of her ear, so it's like this little kind of funnel shape where the light catches the ear, and then inside the back of the ear is quite dark, yeah? So there's no earrings in or anything like that. And I'm just going to block and then draw, and you see where the hair is, you get that shape of the hair. It should be really easy to do this. I know I'm always saying that, but I want to kind of let the hair disappear and come back here and there, you know, so we can have this lovely dark shape in places. We've not a lot to go off with the hair, except for the light and few loose ends, you know. Keep the neck nice and thin, keep it slimmer than actually, you know, even if she has got a thick neck, keep it kind of slimmer. And then as you come down here, you're going to hit this lovely top she's wearing, which is the back of the top, which is just coming down here to this kind of a frilly top here, isn't it? Something like that. It's an old Victorian photograph. You can get loads of these kind of things online. Don't really worry about copyright and things like that, you know. We're not trying to copy things. Copyright really comes into play, I think, more when if you take a photograph off the internet and then start reproducing it and selling it as your own. But if you're using images as reference images, you know, you kind of become one off, and it's not a photo, it's a painting from a photo. So use it as a reference. We can actually change it. I mean, I could get my wife, Lynn, just to sit in front of me and do that pose, and I'll just sketch her. I mean, her hair is longer than that, but you can actually do that. But she's doing a bit of gardening today. So, anyway, this is a bit of tissue. The background here and the cheek there actually more or less disappears. It's a similar tone to the background, and you've got this lovely light that's just disappearing. Okay, so if you see it disappearing, make it disappear. And then we're getting the shadow under the chin. It's just a little bit of dark, not too harsh really. Don't want to give it a beard or anything like that. And then you get the chin, which is this kind of, think of angular shapes, like angular myrtle, and the shape around here. And then I'm going to use the tissue to take the excess charcoal off. This is all this does, because if you get a piece of tissue and we use this to do a bit of blending, and then we can use, so I want it to be kind of a little bit lighter here. If you compare the flesh to the background, it's quite light. Okay, that's the muscle that comes down from the neck and goes into the shoulder there, and you can actually create that shape. You get that boniness of the collarbone as well. Yeah, squint your eyes so you can see these shapes. They're very, very subtle. Yeah, they're very subtle shapes, and that's all you need to do to get a kind of skin tone, muscle tone. Chiaroscuro effect is the actual word. So this is the muscle from the shoulder going up the side of the neck there, and then it disappears around the back and blends into a back, which is a little bit darker. We're going to use some white, we'll use some white pastel as well, just to bring out the light catching the top. And here's going to be a bit more white, so we can use that. Looking around her head a bit more, we've got some light above her eye, and the cheekbone always catches light, because the light's usually coming from above. Okay, we have got an eyelash and then a cheekbone, and then it disappears into a background tone, which is actually similar to the tone I've got on. That's all we're looking at, tonal values. Okay, we're not kind of painting anything else or anything, but we are painting the tonal values with the charcoal. So the neck goes into the side of the face, around the ear, and then the ears. I've got quite a bit of detailed stuff here, so I might just use the rubber, get the excess charcoal off with my finger, and then use a hard rubber. Like I said, I can make the hair darker later, doesn't matter. Think about shapes and the way it sits. It's like it's not a wig, but the way it kind of sits on the head, and where the light, you know, it catches the neck, and how it gets darker, and you get a few kind of wispy bits and all those little things, but not too much. And we're keeping it quite simple. It actually goes quite dark here, doesn't it? So we can blend that a little bit. Like I said, it's tactile stuff. So you can just, if you press on harder, you're going to take more off, and the less you press on, very, very delicate, you get these lovely shapes. And you can actually build up the shapes in the hair, where you're getting little light areas, just like that. And there's a bit there, and then it kind of curls in the hair, and it goes a little bit darker. And so, and it doesn't really matter. You cannot keep doing this. You can't do every hair in the head, but you can do the shape of the curls and the hair as it folds around something, and then it softens and disappears into something else. Yeah, something simple. And again, it's nice, and where the fringe is, got some nice wispy bits there coming out. as well. Yeah, so it's quite a nice pose actually, looking at it. Reminds me of some kind of impressionist kind of painting. Okay, I'm going to use the rubber now. Just check me online. Like I say, Lynn's doing a bit of gardening across the road for the old lady. Not seen her for a while. So the rubber, it's a hard one. If you break them in half, you get the square ones, and then you break them in half, you get nice points like that. So I know they all go round at the edges, but you can use the side of it as well. So if I'm going to rub out the light here, where that muscle is. Then it disappears a little bit here, and it goes lighter then as it comes down to top of the shoulder, like that, and then it blends in. The collarbone's going to be quite light. That's going to blend in. There, that's going to be darker in the back. The top is going to be very light in places. Use the side of the rubber scumble like that, so you get this kind of frilly kind of top and the shoulder, and that's going to come forward as well, which is what I want. And then the frilly bit at the back, yeah. And then as we're coming around the back, the top of that is going lighter, and then it disappears down the side of the back. So you get a lovely light there, and then use the edge of the rubber to give you that lovely highlight. So this is white gesso, and we're also getting some reflected light from the top there, which is coming off. Anywhere you see these kind of reflected lights, they're really important because they give you a three-dimensional effect. Alright, and they'll blend into other muscle tones. You get a bit of light here on the neck, and that blends in to there. So you get a bit of light there. And we try and get rid of any lines really, because there are no lines around things. It's just where one tonal value meets another tonal value, and you can get rid of the lines. You get more kind of realistic image. Yeah. So that's going to be, like I said, the collarbone, and that blends into her neck. It's slightly foreshortened there. You can see where the shoulder and the collarbone goes over the neck. Alright, so here's the kind of important bit, because I've got the ear, and that's catching a lot of light. The drawing needs to be near enough correct, you know, to make it look like an ear. We've got a nice light on the temple here as well, as it goes across to cheekbone. You can have a bit more light there, and then it kind of moves away into a forehead. And then down the side of her ear there is quite light as well, and blend that in, take the line out, so that's nice and soft. And like I said, that kind of changes tone just into the background colour. And then as we come down here, we're going under that ear and around the back of it like that. So that's the light catching the back of the hair, ear, like that. It works really well with Indian ink. We've done it a few times. Well, I've done it once. I sold a couple of just similar kind of poses in this fashion. And her hair, I've got some bits of light catching some things like that. Very simple, this one. We've done in no time. If anybody's working along, you've got a little bit there at the top of the head. Not too light, yeah? Squint, look at the shape. We can use the rubber for the background sometimes as well, so we can bring out, because it's quite dark, it's quite darker at the back there, and then you can see where the shoulder blades are catching the light a little bit. You've got that little shade like that, but it is quite, if you pick up dust as well, some people do that and just put some dust, put some charcoal dust on your bottom of your paper, for instance, like that, pick it up with your finger and just use it to blend things, yeah. Or you can use a piece of rolled up paper, it's called what's it called, stubble totally long. Something like that. I don't use them myself, but just use my finger and then coming in there. So she's got a little bit of a curl here as well, at the side of her temple. Coming down in front of her here, I'm going to have a few more here. So that is just the forehead disappearing into the background. Keep that lovely eyelash coming out, eyelid, and you can keep, if you want to emphasise a light area, it's good to have a kind of slightly darker tone next to it, just to bring out and make it a little bit lighter. Okay, but it's entirely up to you. Yeah, the artist, you can do whatever you want. But once you get used to the techniques and things, the simpler the better. So I can make the bottom of the picture here slightly darker, which will emphasise her top. I can do a little bit over here, which actually is, can you see, slightly darker over here, as it emphasises the front of her blouse. And we can blend that into the background a little bit, like that. Okay, no mad rush to them. Just keeping it nice and simple. Blend that into the background. Fingers, I think, I like using my fingers, you know, because you can feel how much you're pressing on and how much you're taking off. Whereby if you're using a lot of tissue, you tend to take too much off. Take it off in big areas, and then at the top it goes a little bit lighter here, and then again it will get in. It goes kind of slightly down. It's got like a vignette, which you can do, really, can't you? You can make it darker in the corners, around the head, and then blend it so you get that vignette they used to do in the olden days. Blend the hair there so it goes into the background, soften it a bit, same over here, blend it, soften it. If you do too much, just use a tissue, take it off again. Nice and easy, does it? I'm going to just emphasise some bits of her hair. So if I look at the back now, I've got really dark areas, and where that is, there's some there, and there's bits just coming out from the bottom of where the neck is, and I can emphasise this bit because it's quite dark behind her ear, yeah? And that's going to give her this lovely kind of shadowy effect as she goes away from it. Because the majority of the front of the head here is quite dark, isn't it? So I can just blend that in. A lot of dust there. Whatever you do, I mean, I'm going to use some compressed, but I don't want to do that with compressed, because when I blend it with some paint, paint and water after spraying it, it's going to run like mad. You're going to get loads of dust. Okay, just tap it and let it go on your easel or a damp cloth so you can wipe it up. Don't keep blowing it. It gets airborne and then everybody starts coughing and they think you've got coronavirus or whatever. So we don't want that to happen. Just a little bit lighter on the neck here. Well, I'm going to do the same thing in a bit with rubber again. Okay, so don't worry about that. Nice light. You've got a jawline that's just moving away around there, and then that's soft. Not much in it. Yeah, not much involved in this one. And, yeah. Skin tones, we can glaze skin tones, not pink. You can use alizarin, you can convert sienna, you can use other colours, greens, blues. There's some really good Tom Moores turn up on the internet, on the page, so well done. I'm just going to use a bit of compressed for some of the darker areas. It's like little bits of a hair around the ear, we can emphasise that lovely dark shadow inside that ear, because the light's coming from it, and then in front of her ear, and then her in the temple. You see how that brings it a little bit closer because it's darker, right? The back of this ear as well, and then that cone shape that blends in, and we've got this shape like that, something like that. And then here, yeah, again you're just using a bit of compressed charcoal. Don't go all over. You can use it in places like that just to keep that slightly darker. Use a line here and there, but blend it, and then that blends into the shapes behind her here. Alright. It's very quiet. Back of her head, a little bit darker. Keep the light catching the hair, places like that. At the back here, I'm going to strengthen that dark. Hook it up. You can use it to bring out a bit more of the top, so it's the shadows around those lovely folds. And then again, if you don't want them, just rub them out or soften them, delete them, use your rubber. You can still rub out the food compressed, just takes a little bit more effort. Alright? Beautiful. And the more you press on, the more you go to the white paper or the white gesso underneath. That's all you need. Alright? So that is lovely light on the shoulder. Right, and I'm going to fix it with some hairspray. I do really well today, only 20 past. Have a look, yeah. People are watching, that's good. It looks like, anyway, there's not, I thought that was a hand there, but it's not. Just knock the charcoal off, and I'm going to spray it with some hairspray and speed up the drying time. When you spray it quite close, make sure you get all the charcoal. It smells lovely now. Just be careful you don't do it too much, it will take forever to dry. And some hairsprays, I've never used this one before. It's got a firm hold, so it might be really rubbish. Some hairsprays are waterproof and it just runs off again. So I'm going to use a hairdryer. It's like being a hairdresser, isn't it? Hairdryer with my hairspray to dry it off. This is a good quality masking tape as well. Okay, good quality masking tape, so when it gets wet it will not come off. You just have to be careful when you pull it off, you don't rip the paper. I'll pull it away. Okay, looking from a distance, I'll stand back a bit, I'll look through the screen, looks alright. And then I'm going to use some paint. I usually use burnt sienna, mainly because it's a nice warm tone. I've got a bit of alizarin and I've got a bit of blue. So I might use burnt sienna, alizarin and blue. So we can have the warmer tones over here and then a bit of alizarin blending in. But we need to have it quite wet. A lot of water with the sienna especially, yeah. And then we mix some water with the alizarin. Alizarin crimson, okay, which is like a pink. And then a bit of blue, which is going to be at the top somewhere. You need to keep your brush clean when you're putting the glaze on. Take the excess water out. Just move your charcoal, look at it wet. Excess water. Like that. We don't need the rubber anymore, so we can glaze it. Now what I didn't do then is just show you that if you touch this now, it won't come off, you see. But I can give it a lovely kind of wash. Like that. Go over here. We don't want a lot of runs in a face. You can have a few. You can have some alizarin kind of colours and go into her hair as well. It doesn't really matter. Like that. And the more you keep scrubbing, the more it's going to come off. It's a bit of blue. I want a bit more blue actually. With a big brush, you have to use a big brush. Quite a bit of water. I've got this lovely kind of ultramarine blue in her hair. She's got blue rinse, yeah. Just think about cool and warm, background colours, things like that. Blend them, look at that blend. Skin tones, like that. A bit darker over here. And it softens it. This is why it does, it kind of softens the charcoal so you can rub it out. And you also get these lovely kind of blendy bits. So the majority of it you're going to actually rub out. Yeah, and then we can glaze it, we can varnish it, and we can glaze it again later. Okay, if you've got too much of a burnt sienna or alizarin, just blend it. We can add a little bit here as well on the face. Like I said, you're going to get so you've got a bit of a blush on the cheek. Okay, and we'll dry that off and just leave it. Sometimes I let it to run in the black ground. Give it texture, so at this stage, you're better doing it when it's dry, actually, and then you can splatter with texture. So I've got alizarin, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, some warms in her hair, there's some cools in her hair. I've actually knocked it back. It's called knocking it back. I just missed the corner there, that's all. I'm just going to blot that in. Missed a bit. It's called knocking it back, and then you bring it back to life again. I really like doing these. I think some people in class like doing these. You can get really simple subjects and capture it really quickly. Like I said, it's great for doing. I know I'm talking over my hair dryer, Christine school, but you can rub it out and you get really quick. In live classes you can get really quick figurative work, like we did last week, if you were watching. All the videos are placed under announcements on the web page, on the page, so to save you scrolling through, you just go to the announcements at the top, click that, and everything's lined up more or less. Well, there's a few out of order, but everything I've put under the announcements now. I announce everything when it's when I put new pictures on or when we've done things like this. So a lot of that is lovely, a lovely colour. If you look at the paper now, people have a dicky fit when they see the paper cockling. You know, this is the reason I will use some really nice, strong masking tape as well. I can lift that off. You don't have to do this, but I can lift it off and I can pull out the cockles, if you know what I mean. So I just pull it down, stick it back down, and it gets rid of those big bumps, if you like, in the middle. Still have a few, but they can go flat. I mean, all these, this is on lining paper again, yeah, which I'm running out of, and I know somebody's told me where I can get it. I can get it from B&Q. I just got one to queue up and reseal it. So just put your nail around it again, and it can stick down. If you dry it off first, okay, and you get a nice effect. So when you look from a distance, you've knocked it back now, so you've got these lovely colours in there. So instead of using my rubber now, I can't use a rubber anymore because it's glazed, okay? So I'm just going to look at the picture, and I'm just going to start where I started before, and just rubbing out some of these lines. So because I'm on the gesso, I'm going back to the white of the gesso underneath. Some of the colour will stay, it will be a subtle tone, but some of it will go back to white. But like I said, you can glaze things. So, and then we're looking for really strong highlights. If you look at skin tones, we've got a lot going on between a highlight, a mid-tone and a reflected light. Yeah? So if you use the corner of your nail, put your nail in the cloth, damp cloth, one of these really nice Tesco cloths, although I feel like with Tesco they kicked us out. I go to Morrison's or somewhere else. Pick up your cloth and then look at the lights catching her ear. Ears are quite lovely shapes. You get a really nice light there. And then the earlobe itself, which is just that. And it just picks that light up straight away. It's right, nice straight line coming down the front of her ear, and then all that's going to blend in to her cheek. Stand back, look at it, think about comparing tones. So if you've got a very light tone, which is there, top of the ear, okay, and then inside the ear it goes lighter, that's where the cartilage is, so it's harder, and then right in the middle there is very light. These are areas we can put some white pastel or paint if you want later, but the idea is not to paint or use a lot of pastel, because we want to keep it a lovely reflective kind of. So you're seeing through the pigment actually, and that's what you're seeing. If you want to keep something subtle, this is darker than my background on the picture. So if I go at the back of her ear there, where the trumpet shape is, we've got a bit of a reflected light, and then here it goes a lot warmer again, a lot lighter, and then it's quite dark behind the ear, and then it starts to go lighter, and we can add some more charcoal there later, and then that's going into the back of the neck again. So you're actually bringing out the muscle tone and the shapes in the figure. Everything blends away into the neck. This is a simple kind of tone that comes from the face under the chin, and then you went a little bit lighter as you get to that back of the neck and the muscles. So where I put this really strong highlight using the rubber, so I just do the same again with the cloth, can you see? And I bring that back to nearly white paper, but I also want to blend that into the rest of the neck because it's catching quite a bit of light. Then as I get to the front again, the collarbone is, I always forget the name, it's very light here, it's light there, it's a little bit darker before you get to that collarbone kind of thing, and then it goes quite a mid-tone down here as well. So, if you're doing the tops he's wearing, or the scallop kind of loop, just rub those off as well, and they're going to pure white, so they get really strong as they come forward. Yeah. Again, it's not as light here, so there's just subtle changes, subtle shapes like that. The bit there under the neck is a little bit lighter than the rest of the neck. It's only that little bit there. Okay. Squint, take your glasses off. I mean, these are reading glasses I've got. And then they're coming from the back of the neck. I've got these little shapes. That's the reflected light there. From the top of the blouse. That could be something else. But they're not as dark, they're not as kind of light as these areas. So we can sort that out later. And as you're coming down here, it goes a little bit lighter in there. And then I get to the back of the neck where the spine is. And then we're going a little bit lighter here. Because you can see where that little bit of dark is between this bit and that bit. It's a little bit darker, and that's where your spine is. And then we're coming down, and all this then is going from that tone, we're blending into the shoulder. So then we can blend that into that white muscle going up the side of the neck. You can see? Right. So because you've knocked it back, when I use some black compressed charcoal now, I'm going to bring that out again. But just to show you that the background doesn't stay like that, right? I want to lighten areas. So backgrounds are important. They are negative spaces around subjects. And it sits, the head, the figure, whatever you're doing, still live, sits in this space. Okay, so space around things are really important. I'm just going to blend that a little bit, and you can see where you're taking off charcoal and just revealing some of that underpaint, that gesso. I'm going to do the same at the back of her head. So if you want to make something to look a bit light darker, just put something light next to it, vice versa. And then that can blend into the rest of the background. And then we're coming up here, bit of negative space, some areas like the light between her hair, you know, little things like that. It always amazes me that negative space does, yeah, around the subject. And here, it's lighter, the bits between some of her hair that's loose. I'm going to blend that into the rest of that background. So it's quite flat now, and it's looking, I mean, I've got the muscle tone, and I've got the shape of an eyelash coming out like that, and the front of the, want that to disappear into the background. Have a look at the time, 25 to. I'm going to just take the light off some of these areas that I can see where the hair's captured. You've got a bit of a shine on some of it as well, like that. I've got the blue against the sienna and against the shiny bits in her head. And when we do put charcoal on, we don't cover all that up, because you're going to lose it. You've got something there, a bit there. You can't do anything wrong, because we can glaze it again after, we can go darker, we can use paint, use oil paint, same technique. So if I'm using some compressed charcoal again now, and like I've told you before, compressed is very black, yeah. As you'll see, if I want to bring her ear out now, top of her ear, this is compressed charcoal, just around that ear, and there's a very dark area just inside, like a triangle. This is all that makes this picture, just that little dark against and light against the ear. Some of her hair, like that, where the eyebrow eyelid is, yeah? And then it's a little bit darker here. We can just darken that and blend it, but I don't want it to be too dark. I just want to subtly change the tones. We're going to get areas that are slightly darker in between lighter areas, because you've got these creases. You've got these kind of folds in the hair where the light's catching it and making it look shiny. So that's something like that. So I'm just building up the darker tones again. Back of the neck, got a nice shape there, got some loose hair, like that. This makes this really kind of sharp shape around the back of the neck there, like that. To emphasise the neck, we can do a nice dark line like that. And that blends into the back of the hair again. Same thing, little bits, not much in the middle, quite a bit around the edges, towards the edges, because the middle of her hair is going to get reflected light. And then I can emphasise the shape of a neck, and if you want to do the chin, you can as well, like that. I can redefine a jaw, make it a bit thinner actually, and then let that disappear. So you get a nice kind of jawline and a softness to the skin. Yeah, and the white of the background. And we're nearly done. So again, some of the background shapes around the hair. Front of her eye. Can't see her eye. All you can see is the eyelash. And then this lovely light here. That's where I put some compressed charcoal. So it's going to be very black, that. It's going to pick up and smudge, so just be careful with it. And then bringing out the light again. And at the back of her ear. So while you're doing things like this, you think it's light enough, and then you realise when you put the dark on, it's not light enough. So you have to do a little bit more. You could actually cover it up with pastel, but then again, like I said, it makes it opaque, so you're actually losing that transparency. Yeah? So coming down there to the chin, inside that bit of the neck, gets a little bit of light, and then this muscle is going to be really strong and highlighted until it comes forward, and then it blends into the rest of the neck. Just kind of simple tone there. A little bit lighter here. You find that a little bit of dark right down there. We can add, like I said, some of these shadowy bits for the top or something like that. And then I'm going to varnish it on it. So if you use any compressed charcoal or pastel, we can do a bit of splattering while we've got a bit of time. Just on the background. You can do it in her hair if you want, in places. What that will do is just release some of the charcoal. So you leave it on for a bit. It's great if you've got somebody with long hair, and you create these ribbons of. So you leave it on for a bit, and then you start taking it off with a cloth. You create these little patterns underneath, and that's just the water splattering. It's great, isn't it? So you're not using any. I can do the same here. So very lightly take off her hair, take off the light in her hair. To get these nice shapes. It doesn't matter. And you can blend them away again. It doesn't really matter that much. A bit more light here, because that's where you get in. Light catching the back of her hair. Okay, do it. Just a little bit more from that area, I think. Bring out the back of her head, and that's it. This needs to blend. It's a bit too harsh there. It needs to blend in from the white into the back of her back. So you're coming down to that white muscle, light on the muscle. Got shoulders are bony as well. You're getting highlights on bony parts. Yeah, it's kind of where you get the shoulder blade and things like that. You just very subtly do it, a little bit at a time. And I've still got some of the colour there. I've still got some of the textures. We can also put areas of water on by doing that kind of technique. So we want to create patterns in the background, and that will do the same thing. We'll just take off a light area in the shape, which could be sat in a room, there's things in the background. That doesn't. And it's playtime, it's playing about here. That's the idea. Still on? Yeah, still going. Right, white pastel. Again, I've done my compressed. The white top of her ear, absolutely, and then it disappears. Just inside here, there's an hard edge, and just inside there where the cartilage is at the front of your ear, and then it disappears into that kind of shape. Just here on the front of her earlobe, on the side of her cheek. I cannot see it anywhere else really, apart from there'd be a bit of a where you're getting the reflected light. I do actually like the negative space here between the background and the back of her neck and the hair. They got a nice shape there, actually, which brings out the depth behind the head. Okay. Some of this, some of it's in darkness, some of it's catching the light. So again, it's using the side of it to bring out some of these highlights on the top. Same here, this is going slightly darker. So you put it on and blend it, get rid of it, soften it like that. And then here we're getting more white coming out from this lovely. Don't use it for, you could use it a little bit, but don't start covering the whole thing to get your white, because you're going to lose that transparency again. That's the top. Brings the shoulder forward. Yeah. That's the back. Whenever you use pastel or charcoal, you have to fix it. Got a little bit of light there, the back of her ear, nothing too much. That goes in, comes down, then you get the earlobe. This is going to blend into the rest of the cheek. You can actually put a little bit of light there and on the cheek and get rid of it. So if you don't like it, remove it. Okay, we can probably get away with that. And then again, not. So all that there, very, very subtle change in tone. I could rub it back more before I put the pastel on. And then just blend the pastel into it. Okay, so we're bringing that forward. If you ever see Gerhard Richter's stuff, lovely portraits of his wife when she was young, and he used it like it was like a out of focus camera. That's what gave me the idea actually to do these out of focus things. Bit more compressed, just for some of the hair, like here, and then I'm gonna spray it. There's a few things to remember, but once you get used to it, you get quicker at it, and you get a nice kind of technique doing it. See, that's quite dark there, so I might actually, you can still use your willow, and you can darken areas if you want. I can just use the paint, so that's the back, and wipe it off. Yeah. Beautiful. Bit more white. Hard white pastel this, you can buy it in boxes. Jakarta, I think it's called. I get a lot of mine from Northwich, helps me out now and again with his charcoal and stuff, which is coats, very good coats. Windsor Newton, and then we do Granthams do quite a lot of, I get my acrylics from there. So a few marks just for the hair, just these little shapes. I'm going to varnish it. I'm going to fix it, varnish it. So clean brush as well, and then we're going to use some more. So fixative or hairspray. We have a look on the. Yeah, are we still going? Yeah. Spray it. You can varnish over your white pastel. You can't varnish pastel because it will just lose the colour. But you can varnish over white or black. and only varnish when you're happy, because once you've varnished you can't take it off. You can't go in the cloth because you can't go through the varnish. You could try, but it's a lot harder. Yeah. So you want to do it now, soften areas, because I've just fixed the pastel, nothing else. I will leave that. It's a nice tone. Soften that area a bit. Well, my varnish is, like I said, water based. I'll dry that off, then I can give it a coat of any colour we want. I'm going to use burst the end again then. And we'll get to that. I'll just varnish it first. Okay. Now it's dry, I've done that. So if you forget, if you've fixed it or not, rub your finger over the bits of compressed charcoal you just put on, and if they don't come off, you're okay. And then you varnish over the pastel first, so it stays, and don't keep going over it, and then you go over the rest of the image. This is, because it's water based, this is going to knock it back as well. And over the white pastel, and it doesn't matter too much about the background now. So I want to go over the hair, This is going to make the hair darker as well, like it does with paint. Varnish brings out the tones, yeah. And then we'll just fill in the rest. Just make sure you don't miss anything for now. What would we do without art? I wouldn't know what I'd be doing actually. I'd be cracking up. Put that in my jar. It needs to dry. It is quick dry varnish. Again, it's Ronseal interior, and it's non-oily wood, so it's not a polyurethane, it's a water-based varnish, and it's silk or satin or matte. This one's matte. You can get matte. Okay, you get it from B&Q anywhere like that. Just check to see you've got everything, and then we'll dry it off. Quick glaze. I might not bother actually. It's really far too. I'll let the varnish dry. Take the tape off. There might be a bit of a shine on it now because the light from the window at back. I'll turn it round. So it's not as shiny like it did before. Have a look if it's still there. No, it's very shiny. Yeah, this is the sheen on the matte varnish, so that's all. Anyway, I'll take this off. I'll put a picture on there. I always photograph them flat on the floor because you're going to get reflections in the varnish. Because it just, hey, and it dries the bone. Lovely. Take that lovely masking tape off, give you a beautiful white edge. Like that. Let it go. Sign it, date it, think of a number, double it, sell it. I'll stick it over your fireplace in a lovely big frame, and absolutely lovely, absolutely beautiful. Okay, thanks for watching or doing, if you've been doing both. Have a go, very simple one. and nearly 5 to now, so just about before I started. Okay, if you want to ask any questions, you can always ask me online on the group page, and hope we're back together soon, my classes, because I'm missing you now. Okay, and we are moving, a few of us, and we've been in the process of moving venues when all this happened, so it was still moving, but we can't do anything yet. Okay, see you guys, and stay safe. Bye.